Well, I think the hardest part of show business was vaudeville because you traveled from town to town and did your shows and went on to the next town. It was a grind. It was a grind, but it also was a grind with love, and you learned an awful lot every time you played the theater. You learned something. Me, I learned how to juggle. I learned how to walk on a wooden ball. I learned how to work a trampoline. I learned how to when they'd have a guy with a yo-yo, he'd have a whole act of yo-yos. I learned how to do all the tricks with the yo-yos. In fact, my daughter, when every once in a while yo-yos come back, and she went and got a yo-yo. I think she was about 10 or 12, and she was just going like that. And I said, "Come here, I'll show you how to do that." And she was, "Mother, how do you know that?" I said, "I know all those. Did this trick, did that trick," because the acts on the bill used to teach me. It was very, very, very interesting. The paddle. Remember the paddle things with the ball and the wooden thing? That guy, he had an act. He did 3 and 4 at a time and through the back and over here and everything. So I learned how to do that just to keep busy. So it was a learning process, but it was a great learning process because you learned everything and it was great talent.
We were so lucky to have such good people. We had a girl, Marge Mullen, and we would be sitting in the coffee shop discussing a scene, and she'd be at 3 tables away. Say, "Hey, Marge, write this down." She said, "I got it already."
What about the time we didn't tell her that? We were doing a show, and the first scene just wasn't working, and we could feel it. And so we had to break because cameras had to break, and we had to go to dinner. So we went to the commissary, and we all sat around and said, "Let's go through this scene, see what we can do to fix it up. What do you say?" And they said, "And then what do you say?" "Well, why don't you say this? That's better. And then you do this, and you do the more." He'd say, "Well, we'll do this. That's good. Leave that in." "Okay, we got it." And he said, "Has anybody written this down?" And Marge Mullen, our script girl, sitting 3 tables back, says, "I've got it on a paper napkin. I'll type it up and give it to you before the show."
She was wonderful.
That's the kind of camaraderie was going on with all of us. And Dick is a very easy, I've never heard him say no.
No.
I've never heard him say, "I won't do that." I've never seen Dick get angry.
He
used to sit in the corner and doodle all the time,
Yeah.
No, he was very, very sweet man, wonderful man to work with. And would constantly say, "Is this funny? Is this funny?"
He did that to me. Ask you that before the show.
Right before the show, I had to make an entrance, and he'd say, "Is this show funny?" I said, "Yes, it's very funny." "I hope so."